Hello, hello, and welcome to something new. I'm bad at introduction. so, uh for those who haven't been following things, I've been developing a system called Heart of Action. We've actually already done streams of it in the past in the form of Externia University, which I'm afraid is probably not going to continue. It ended due to scheduling errors, and I'm willing to say that I did not do a good job of planning that setting, and it was very clunky. But in addition, that was using the 2021 variant of Heart of Action, and I've just come out with, a little preemptively, the 2022 variant with updates to the rules. Um, and, words. Oh yeah, one other thing I want to address is, if you're watching this on YouTube, this is going up the same day that Command and Conquer Tiberium's Sun would normally be going up. That series is having to end due to technical difficulties, I'm sorry. But, anyway, I've been wanting to do something with Heart of Action on stream again, and a friend of mine approached me with a really good setting idea that we talked back and forth on, and we're going to be streaming that, so I'd like to introduce... That's your cue, Zed.
Hi.
Zed, who is here
So,
for Externia when it is happening.
so you think pickles can't be intimidating, but if you chomp one like at the side of your mouth and go, "Hey, both," and then look at them like you're gonna fill their boxes with sea urchins, that's really threatening.
So that said,
Hi, I'm Zed.
oh, you're great. Um, and well, words. Uh, God, I can speak. So the setting we're going to be doing is Serpent King Asher, and this is the gameplay space that I've set up for it. That everything is going to occur on this screen. At times I will make these things bigger, so if you can't read them now, don't worry, they're going to be increased in size. Same goes for, like, any dice rolls. I can do the same thing to show them off. Uh... Oh, wait. You're hearing Zed echo a little? Speak, Zed?
Ah,
I'm not hearing an echo.
is anyone else in the chat hearing an echo?
Because, yeah, I don't have the stream open in the background. I made sure to close it. It's gone now? Alright, so everything's fine. Was worried that we had some technical difficulties going on there. But yeah, if anybody wants to know about what Heart of Action is, there's links all around, depending on what platform you're viewing this on, to the Gas Network Discord, the Games and Such network, which is for me and my friends who also stream, where we all post our stuff, and there's actually a link to the prototype builds of the... I say prototype. I feel like the system is pretty much in a finished state and just being polished now until I can find a way to do things with it. But, words. Yeah, you can find, like, stuff for the system there. But I'll generally be trying to explain what's happening with roles as they're going, anyway. So, are you ready, Zed?
Yes, I'm ready to follow our viewers home and hide sea urchins in their drawers.
Not gonna lie, it's pretty hot.
What are you gonna do when you prick your finger on a sea urchin while you're reaching for your undies?
Probably go to a doctor.
Sea urchins are poisonous. Anyway, you know what else
Yeah,
is poisonous? Snakes. That's what my character is. He is a worm on a string. Hello.
yes. So, as we open up, so I'm gonna get a whole description. Forgive me, I'm really bad at campaign starts. I'm throwing that out to everyone. So, as we open up, we open on an ancient Egyptian, or not Egyptian, an ancient, like, desert city, like, Egyptian style, like, that sort of era of history, like, ancient Egypt, ancient Mesopotamia. A city built on riverbanks with buildings of adobe and structures to their god of protection, the King of Snakes, Asher. We move through the city, seeing the people of this ancient civilization, at work, harvesting crops, building homes, living their lives. And at the center of their society is their religious figurehead, a large temple dedicated to the Serpent King, in which, as the camera would, pan inside, sat upon a pillar on a pillow is a small garden snake. This snake, or the people seem to, like, view this snake with reverie, watching over it in their lot, they view the snake with reverie, watching over it, has the god of their protection that protects their crops and their harvest and blesses the land. The river itself that flows through is considered to have been created by a much larger form of the snake itself. All of their society is built around this belief system. And there are those who disagree with the belief system. On a horizon, a large army is amassing, armed with weapons that have never been seen before, forged from a mysterious new material known as bronze. They march towards the ancient village, or they march towards the city, ready to take it, whether by force or by intimidation. And the Serpent God can sense their presence coming. Or can sense the present, or he can sense them coming, like, towards the village. Yeah.
Oh yes, I consent to the destruction of my people.
What?
You said consent, but it sounded like you were saying consent.
Oh, listen, I speak good.
I can hear.
What?
Continue.
Oh, I mean that's the intro. Like, so I you know already, and I feel like it should be implied at this point. Zed is the Serpent King Asher, so you can sense that there is an army marching on to your people. Also, I'm gonna throw out, I didn't have time to make upgraded versions of your cards. You are much stronger than the stats on the cards currently say.
Are we just gonna, like, rule of bullet and then figure things out
More or
later
less.
On? Okay, fair enough.
So, for context, Zed is a powerful god capable of creating force fields as well as venom fire. Or, hang on, show don't tell, show don't tell. Go ahead and, like, what is your plan? Again, you're very powerful. You're going to be rolling 10 dice for pretty much every action you do. What is your plan with these people coming?
My character is, like, this little garden snake on the pillar is kind of like there. I'm assuming it's like a statue, right?
No, you are actually a garden snake on top of, like, a pillow on a pillar.
Yeah. Like, I want you all to imagine, like, these draping, like, leaves hanging, flowers hanging off of, like, the ceiling of the temple, and as a little flower petal, like, falls down in front of the camera, it covers the snake's body for just a second before it transforms into this larger virgin.
It's a large virgin. The snake has never fucked, guys. God, your laughing is, like, not being picked up by the mic, so it's just, like, every few moments
Oh no. No. A larger version of himself alongside this seemingly human man who has some like not so human features, namely, some scales here and there, eyes that are, they have little snake slits. They're kind of blue green, and he's kind of
So
but
like, it's a vaguely snake-like traits.
yeah, and he kind of appears and he kind of like caresses the large serpent and
Oh, hold on, I just realized I had accidentally. There we go. The chat box wasn't visible due to a mistake I'd made. Now people can see chat again. Sorry, continue.
ooh,
Sorry, everybody who's talked in chat up to this point, you weren't visible due to a mistake I did in the stream layering.
turn on the audio so that I stop hearing myself because I sound ooh so ugly.
Pip.
You know what else is ugly? The people on my horizon. Hi. Welcome to Ancient Civilization Defense. We today in today's episode of something, we are uh, we are going to totally, completely decimate those people on the horizon. Thumbs up. I'm sorry. My character is going to slowly like descend from the what's it called? He's gonna descend from his
The pillar where you're
giant.
sat.
Yeah, yes, and he's gonna start walking out of the temple. What time of day is it again? Was it
Like the
like
sun sits
dawn?
high in the sky over the desert.
Okay. My character is probably assuming that most people are kind of just doing things, but he's probably gonna like
Your people are mostly just living their lives and haven't noticed the army that you have sensed the presence of, and looking off, like, you can just about see them marching in their unusual shining clothing.
yeah. My character would probably like. Is there like any like priests and priestesses kind of like nearby, just minding their own business?
Yeah, a number that are like serving and watching over the temple who have noticed like you begin to move. It's worth mentioning, all of your people can see you. You are like the
Oh,
you are a known presence within the village. The people know you are here.
okay. My character would probably like um walk over to them and whisper to them about the impending danger, and he'd tell them to, go alert the people, hide away, and let me handle
Yes, yes, Lord, or Lord Asher. You know, they all scurry off and everybody's getting ready to, uh, fucking words. Everyone's getting ready. Like, the village starts to scatter, realizing that there's a threat on the way. But you've
Yeah,
always been able to protect them against the small raids of, of bandit groups or the occasional roaming animal. Though, this is a much larger group than you've ever seen approaching, and again, armed in an unusual manner. Their tools aren't made of stone, but something else, something that gleams in the sunlight.
he would kind of like. Is there like a central fountain of water in the city?
Yes.
He'd go over to it and he'd engulf his human projection would kind of engulf his hands in like venom, like his venomous fire, and kind of he'd dip it into the fountain, kind of to, and the water would start to like, it would go from this crystal clear, brilliant blue to suddenly being this like more blue green color, and it would have this little mist coming off of it.
So like you're like putting your venom flame
Venom.
into the water.
Yes, and he start to like slowly like transform parts of the city
So
with
you're like
that.
spreading your flame throughout the village
Yeah,
to like
I
almost
will
make
say
it
though.
dangerous for people who are walking the street.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I will say though, something that he would mention is his people are they're a very specific like group of people, and they've kind of started to call it in the fictional language we have. They would kind of their like ethnic group, I guess, would translate to children of Asher. So he'd specify for his flames to be unable to affect people who have the blood of someone who's considered, his
Yeah.
his one of my little
Yeah.
Peter tot,
Like I'm
if
going to say that that is a thing you can do is like make it so your flame doesn't harm particular entities. So yeah, you're basically
yeah,
igniting the village in this material in order to like
yeah,
make it dangerous once people enter. All right. Yeah, and it like spreads through the village's irrigation system and river and all of that. You know,
yeah, and he'd have his like most skilled like priestesses, priests, and warriors kind of like come with him to meet this army. And there's a bunch of like the water has turned into a sickly green color, and there's like mist coming off of it. There's little like fire embers popping out every now and then.
mm-hmm.
And what's it called? He'd approach the army and kind of like stare at them once he can fully see
Yeah.
them.
Like start to walk towards the edge of the village, get a number of soldiers to form with you. Uh Are there normal snakes within the village? Yes, there's lots of like garden snakes and like rattlesnakes and cobras just in the village, and the snakes don't hurt the people of the village. The people
Yeah,
of the village like are at one with the snakes because this is something else worth mentioning. You basically have command. These snakes are also counted amongst your followers,
yeah. My
and
character would probably like
have a number of
oh,
them come forward as well.
no. He would actually let out like he'd probably like the human form would caress his snake form a little bit. Oh my, weird. He kind of like pat his snake form, and it would kind of release like this, which all the snakes would like respond, and they'd start evacuating alongside the
The
families that have adopted.
going to safety as well. All right. Which yeah,
Yeah,
to clarify for those who might not understand, he is currently standing in his human form with a giant snake sort of coiled with him, which is also him. He's both
yes,
the snake and the human at once.
yes. I am. Uh, my my star sign is a Gemini.
I'm
Hard to
just
tell
gonna.
you.
So that right there is a hero die for you.
Oh yeah.
Hero dice are explained within the rules of the system. These are bonus dice that are rewarded for players for being particularly funny or good in roleplay, and can be spent on a number of benefits, one of which is rolling them in an action to increase your odds of success. Yeah, dual avatars. That's a good way of looking at it. But,
Yeah, the
hmm?
only snakes that would accompany him to combat would be snakes belonging to priests, priestesses, and
Warriors.
my
Like,
warriors.
yeah, I
Yeah,
like to think like every person has a snake associated with them. That's a neat idea. But so, yeah, like a number of your people amass, and it's like a fairly sizable army. Like your people don't have a massive standing army, but they have a good defense force. All of them carrying like stone-tipped spears that have like venom in them and stuff like that.
yeah,
Wooden shields and the like. And the people
yeah,
marching, they're like have approached near the edge, and you see like step forward in the middle of them, one who looks different, and you sense an aura radiating from him. This is what drew their attention to the army in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
They're like you.
My character's gonna walk forward and be like, "State your business."
I am the Bronze God, Lord of Chains and Conquest. Surrender now, or you will be forced to kneel.
I thought I told all of you that I would not take part in your petty war.
Then you will kneel. And he draws a shining blade that he extends forward, and the army... Excuse me. The army that came with him begins to charge forward.
My character's gonna be like, hold your ground, and he'd kind of like take out of like his robe like one of those flowers that was in his temple. He'd kind of like whisper something to it, and then he'd kind of like release the flower into the air and kind of like disintegrates into petals as these archers who also empowered by his face because his personal archers, woo, their their bows kind of like all of their arrows have these little like energy snakes coiling around them, and as he kind of like gives them the command to fire, they they shoot out this large hail of arrows that flashes with green, and each arrow that lands on the ground kind of like releases a, I guess, energy that's shaped into like a flower that kind of burns whatever they hit with poison, and if they just hit the ground, then poison.
Mm-hmm.
Funny. I have a humidifier. It's called.
So I've now just done a dice roll. Within this Oh, that's funny. Tyrant King in chat is asking if they can have an NPC named after them. Yeah, one of the people in the village can be named after you.
No.
So, within this system, you're not looking for other systems might be, oh, add together the number on all of the dice. That's not how Heart of Action works. After a roll, you remove anything that is a 2, 3, 4, or 5. Those dice are failures and don't count for anything. Then, every single 10 you rolled, which is these two, provide another die that you roll and add to your results. You carry that on until there's no more 10s, and then every single one, like this one, destroys one of your successful dice. So that leaves Zed's role of trying to bless all of his soldiers with 5 successes. The enemy army is going to attempt a defensive action, and the same rules apply to them. Now we compare the results. We got 2 successes versus 5. So what happens when the arrows land again? Just to double check.
They turn into like a spirit flower that releases venom, and if it hits them directly, it's like a venom, right?
Mm-hmm.
Turn your blood into jelly, but it also causes these like little flowers to like come out of them, and I'm gonna call them viper blooms.
All right.
And basically, before they bud, they look like little like snake heads coming out, and then when they do bloom, they're kind of like this beautiful like they vary between this beautiful shade of like blue green, just like my venom flame, while others are like white, like my characters like actual like snake scales.
Mm-hmm. So the arrows all go raining down and start, like, the people immediately, like, bring up their, like, their arms, which is weird. Normally people will run from these, a wooden shield at best, but they don't seem to have those. And as the arrows hit their arms, they just clank off. The clothing they have must hold some sort of enchantment to protect them. Luckily, though, as they land down, like, you know, many of the army still get hit in, like, gaps within, and fucking the arrows landing down, like, you know, some, like, basically cause the blooms to start to grow around anyway, to a degree. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
But, like, you do take out a pretty large swath of the army with that action. Seeing what has happened, the so-called Bronze God raises his blade as he steps forward, or as he charges forward with his people, and you just see thousands of chains go flying out the end of his sword towards your people and your village.
One of his priestesses would kind of like step forward, give an incantation of protection, and kind of like slam her staff into the ground, summoning a force field for his army.
All right. But they're just acting as an extension of your power, correct?
Yeah, because you know she kind of is my priestess, so she's kind of using my power.
Yeah. So in a reactive roll, the defender always rolls with a single disadvantage. To explain how a disadvantage works, let's see here. Let me first get rid of all the dice that failed. A disadvantage basically acts as the same as rolling a single one. So, one of his successes is deleted as a result of the disadvantage, which I'm going to, like, I normally represent with this.
Priestess lady.
Does he have the chain power like Gilgamesh from Fate? I do not know what Fate is. I think that's an anime, but I've never seen it. So if we compare, it's 3 versus 2. So you bring up like the big, like, or she slams down and your energy flows through her as the big force field starts like go around not only your army but like raise up to try and protect the village. And the chains all just start to hit the shield and like almost like wrap around the shield and crush it. Has the chains start raining down into the village now.
Oh shit. My character would kind of like...
You should have kneeled.
He's gonna look at him and be like... He's just gonna silently snap his finger. Is it my turn yet?
Yeah, it's your turn, sorry. Back and forth, actions, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He kind of like... His snake form would kind of like jump into the river before kind of like... The water would like swirl up to form a vague, like, snake-like shape before turning into, like, a giant serpent. And it's gonna breathe the venom fire directly.
Alright.
The Bronze God and his army.
So let's see how many successes you get. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of 10s. So, boom. Boom, those are gone. Holy shit, that's a lot of successes. So that's 3 10s, so we're gonna give you 3 more dice that we roll. There's another 10 right there, so that's another, that triggers another roll. Okay. And now we're gonna roll theirs, and I gotta remember they have a single disadvantage because they're defending. My god, he's rolling so bad.
Well, me or the other guy?
Oh, well, he's the red. You're the blue. And if you look, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 successes, and he's got 2. Okay. So, as you grow large and start to breathe out the mist, you see he steps forward, and starts to grow larger as well. And as he gets bigger, you're able to now see more of his form of this god is literally just a suit of armor. Like, he is a living suit of armor walking around with nothing in it. And this is, again, is like Bronze Age style, like, armor, so it's like just some bronze plates and a helmet and such all floating around together. And as he grows, he's gonna, like, try and, like, basically put his hands out to block the venom flame, but it all spills around over his hands down onto his army, killing, like, starting to immediately infect and kill them. So you're doing a pretty good job of killing his people.
Yeah, my character is gonna be like... So, this is the so-called shining stone I've been hearing about. Stone that could be worn, that shine like the sun, and protected from everything. Everything but snake venom. He's gonna, like, you know. Let me think of what I want to do, actually.
Well, you just took your action, so now it's their action.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So, their action is going to be that, like, after what had happened, they're basically, again, like, trying, like, rear back and, like, also, hang on real quick, did you see the message I had thrown at you? In Discord?
Yeah.
Okay. So, to clarify, you're on, like, a giant water snake right now? Am I right in hearing that?
Basically, his snake grew big and also, like, used the water to...
Okay. Okay, so no, you jumped in the water and came out as a colossal snake, like a kaiju-sized snake.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he is a kaiju-sized man standing in front of you. Which are, man, I'm getting some slight lag reports, which I hope aren't going to be too big. I mean, worst case, people are missing a couple of dice rolls. Oh well. This is mostly an audio format with the visuals being supplementary.
Yeah.
So fucking... Excuse me. He's basically getting, like, rear back with his blade, which is like a Xiphos sword. For context. And he's gonna, like, grab you, the snake, and try and basically, like, cut the blade through you.
Oh, shit. My snake body would probably try and him, specifically his arm holding the sword.
Sorry, try and what?
Coil around his arm holding the sword.
Alright, so that's a counterattack, which comes at an extra degree of disadvantage. Because counterattacks come with extra disadvantage. So we're gonna roll. So that's a fail, that's a fail, that's a fail, that's a fail. There's a 10, which means you roll one more die. Which comes out as a fail. Oh god. This one destroys a success. This one destroys a success. This one destroys a success. Meaning you're at -2 successes.
Yikes.
That is what's called a crashing failure. A crashing failure is when you roll negative success, meaning you achieve the opposite of what you set out to do. Let's quickly check how good they rolled.
Okay.
Boom. Doom. Doom. They got a single 10, so let's give them another die. That didn't give them anything. That one kills that die. So they got 5 successes, and you have -2. So, as you attempt to coil around him, being unfamiliar with what a sword is, you bring that into your coil as well. Immediately realizing the mistake as you feel the stinging pain of it sinking into you, as they drive the blade and basically cut you in half. Your upper kneecap, like, flailing and bleeding now in pain. Alright, it's your action. What do you do?
Shit. Oof. my character did a little dumb, you know, little uneducated.
Mm-hmm.
Let me think. Hold on. Let's see.
Also, for those of you who are wondering what the deal is with all of these cards, don't worry about them for now. They're
Yeah.
gonna become relevant later. Hold on, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm sure plenty of people have already looked at them, but let's just uh put a big old Joker card over them.
Oh wait, actually, because I have my human form, I have like the two actions because human
Oh, that's
form.
right, I forgot that bit. Uh, well, yeah, that's the thing I forgot. Both forms of you are supposed to be able to take actions.
Yeah, it's okay. But my snake form would try and put himself back together because you know his people are kind of
Yeah,
depending on him.
you're a god.
They're
People
probably
believe in you.
they
Supernatural
like
powers.
I imagine there's like an anime moment right now where the rest of the villagers are kind of like hiding underground and they're like
Yeah.
praying, and that
So down
prayer is
below, the
being.
soldiers you brought out are basically fighting a war with the others. Meanwhile, the chains that were shot out by this god, which are now all extending from his big bronzed body, are dragging your people out of their hiding places.
Oh my god! I can imagine there's like someone praying as they're being dragged out,
Yeah, which the
and
prayer
like
and belief in you is, of course, helping to reinvigorate you and fill you with energy. Because
yeah, my snake.
them believing in you gives you power.
Yes, the power of belief, but it actually does work. And my snake half would try and put itself back together, while his human avatar would basically try and let me think.
I'm gonna roll for you trying to heal, which this is another severe wound from another god. I'm gonna call the
Yeah.
difficulty of that. While you decide what your human form is gonna do, I'll roll for this for you.
All right.
Actually, no, decide what your human form does first.
Okay. He's gonna he's gonna like basically. Ooh, okay. Okay. Here we're gonna have a moment of just animating. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gonna basically conjure some of those viper blooms, but in the form of seeds. He's gonna throw them into the water, and they're gonna kind of emerge as these like little snakes made of blue greenish water with like a little flower on their head, and they're gonna like start slithering out of the river. And he's gonna have them try and
Attack the army.
the armor,
The
the armor.
armor. Okay.
Yeah, they're gonna travel into like little crevices and wiggle
So
around. You
the heal is the first non-contested action, just being a normal action you perform. Which means I'm gonna need to set a difficulty level, which I'm gonna set 5. You need 5 successes to successfully put yourself back together.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a 3, 2, 4. Well, you got 3 successes. So you're writhing, trying to put yourself back together. Meanwhile, you're attempting to attack the armor. With your other half, because he, like, for context, he is split between 2 bodies, meaning each body gets an action in combat. A thing I had overlooked by mistake. Which the armor's
Oh
not
yeah.
even going to try and resist that.
Okay.
Oh god, there's where the good roll came in, kind of, maybe. There's also a lot of ones there. So, boom, 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 boom. At 3 successes... Well, I guess they should do some degree of reaction. Or, yeah, no, they just let the stuff coil around them, and they are, like, almost... Or, I guess they're just trying to not react, so I should make them do, like, sort of a check to see if they can keep their self held up.
Mm.
Their reaction is to try and not react. So, okay. Oh, that rolled a 10, which means another die gets brought in by that.
Oh,
This one destroys one. So they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 against your 3. So the things all start to coil around it and climb up him, but he just stands there holding you.
Okay.
You will make an excellent trinket for my trinket to decorate my palace. And he starts to speak in a strange tongue. Hang on. God, I had the phrase he was gonna say in mind, but I didn't write it down because I'm dumb.
That's okay.
He puts one hand like over your snake face, essentially, and so like the human you is on top of the snake you, right?
No, he was kind of like.
Okay, he's down in the ocean. Okay,
yeah.
So human you is standing looking up at this while snake you like has like the hand go over the face and he begins to speak. And like as he speaks, chains are extending out of his armor and starting to coil around your snake body.
Oh no.
You failed to stand, you failed to stand, and now you kneel. Forever you will serve, or forever you will be a trophy that I hold, kept away behind a seal. And as he's saying that, you feel your human half start to fade away as you look at it, and your snake half shrinks and shrinks, and he shrinks with you. What were you gonna say?
My character, as his like last breath kind of thing, would kind of basically like as he's both forms are like slowly fading away. He's gonna say something into the water, basically something along the lines of he's going to what's it called? I think. He's going to make his people forget that they saw him fall, and he's going to have that administered through all of his snake followers, basically biting their owners.
So that they don't know he died?
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, it's kind of like so that they don't have to so that they don't, shame him for failing them.
You want to cover up your failure in shame, so you're making them forget your failure.
Yeah, so there's basically a huge gap in their memory of where their snake god went that they kind of have to
fill in on their own. All right.
And because there's some new god here, for some reason they're here. It's kind of like god abandoned.
Kind of like what? Sorry, you didn't come
through.
It's
very kind well. Of like he basically wants to set out to have his people not like see him fall, because that would be.
Are you turning away from your mic?
No, hold on. Okay.
Because suddenly you're like getting really quiet.
Hello.
Hello. Oh no.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Am I loud? Okay.
Kinda.
He's basically making his followers think that he abandoned them because some new god appeared, but he didn't. But in actuality, that god.
You're so ashamed of your defense that you'd rather have been like viewed as leaving than failing.
Yes, basically.
All right. But yeah, like the flame you had put through the village starts to go out, and he starts shrinking with you until you're just the size of like a garden variety snake that he holds, and he shakes you, and then he's holding a snake necklace, like a bronze snake necklace. And
Wow.
the camera zooms in on the eye of the necklace, which then becomes a actual snake eye as we pan outward, and we see a little snake wearing a cowboy hat. And we zoom out further, and that snake is sitting inside of a little heat tank, and there's a girl sitting in her room in modern day taking pictures of the snake with her phone, which she's then posting online. It has...
Can the snake's name be Marshmallow?
Okay, the snake's name is Marshmallow.
Yeah!
Oh, look at the little cowboy marshmallow. Or, look at the little cowboy marshmallow. So cute. And she's like posting the pictures online under a blog, like basically role playing the blog as if it is the snake uploading the pictures. You know, like when people like make a post of their pet and then like the description of it is written from the pet's perspective. She's doing that. She's got the blog of Marshmallow the Snake online. Jesus, we've already been going for 40 minutes. But and you know, this, God, what's her name again? Hold on,
Vanessa.
Yeah, Vanessa. We had talked about it. Yeah, this is Vanessa, you know, and she's got like a room with like a number of little snake decorations alongside sort of like standard, like the kind of decor you would expect as of like a graduating high school age girl. She's dressed rather fashionably, and it's like an apartment bedroom. And you hear from outside.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah. Sorry, my bad.
Okay, sorry.
Go ahead.
She's dressed in like a rather fashionable manner of like, you know, a bit of a nice looking dress and such. And from outside can be heard, Vanessa, hurry up! You don't want to be late for school again. Right? Sorry, Mom. And she quickly like hits the post button, grabs her bag, and like rushes out. You know, she makes her way through the like. She starts making her way like across the road. You know, and is waiting at the bus stop. Or she's heading to the bus stop to get to school, and she is living in like a large metropolitan city that sits on a large winding river. In the middle of a very arid desert region, but through modern technology and irrigation, it's been turned into like a nice, wet, like easy to live in metropolitan center with like farmlands and such around it. Like plopped in the middle of a arid desert region. And this is the Bronze City, the what is considered one of the largest cities within the world. As she she makes her way down the road, and as she's going, she walks by a store that is like an old pawn shop, and sitting on a mannequin in the window is a bronze snake necklace, which she then backs up and looks at it, and she like leans in, she's like, ooh, that's pretty. And she thinks for a moment before heading inside, and like sat at the counter is sort of like a guy, like the store clerk is somebody who's maybe only a couple years older than her, and he's like leaning back in his chair typing on his phone. He's got like a hoodie pulled up over his head, and you can't really like see his face because the lights aren't very good here. And she walks over, she's like, how much is the necklace that's on display in the window? Oh, they look up from their phone for a moment. Oh, $200. And she, like, gets a look of, like, should I buy it? You know, that kind of, like, internal debate look before she goes over, grabs it, you know, transaction, puts it on, and then starts walking down the road wearing the necklace. You know, she continues along, gets to the bus stop, bus arrives, picks her up, she goes on, and she starts walking it through the bus before sitting down with her two friends. Hang on. I gotta be a better DM. Oh. I'm sorry. I just saw the thing that you sent me. Let me just, Zed has made a fantastic little drawing for the stream. We're gonna add it to the table. Components, cards, custom card. This mortal form is humiliating. Little snick. It's a snick. Oh. Hang on. So real quick. Her name was Jessica, you said? Or what was it, Veronica? Vanessa. God, what's my brain? I'm gonna be a good DM this time and write down the names as they're said, rather than having to be like, wait, what was that character's name from 2 sessions ago? Fuck! But yeah, she sits down with her two friends, who are gonna say, well, I said Jessica, let's go with Jessica.
Oh, one of them is Jessica?
Yeah, she's got a friend named Jessica. And, Phoebe. And so, Jessica is, like, a little bit shorter than Vanessa, and she's got, like, brunette hair that she has tied in a bun and glasses and all of that, and she currently has open a book, about... Hang on. She currently has open a book on snakes that she's flipping through. Meanwhile, Phoebe is, she's got, like, more of, like, a punk look to her. You know, she's, like, not goth. I want to make sure I make this clear. A punk aesthetic. Like, she's got, like, her hair has, like, a streak of, like, a purpley pink in it. She wears, like, almost like a track jacket type of coat. Like, jeans with little holes ripped in it and such. And, she's, like, sitting back and, you know, fucking, Vanessa sits down with them on the bus. And, Phoebe looks up first, is like, nice necklace, is that new? Yeah, I just saw it in a store and I couldn't help but buy it. And, Jessica sits up and looks at it and she, like, from her book, she's like, ooh, that looks very, very neat. It's and I see it's another snake aesthetic thing. Oh, come on, you know I can't help but love the snakes. Of course, and she says that she, like, holds up the book smiling. And the two of them the three of them sort of start, you know, talking about how their weekend was, you know, like, you know, the schoolwork that's coming up, you know, small talk type things. You know, they talk a little bit about Vanessa's blog that she runs, you know, I'm bad at doing NPC with NPC dialogue at times, so I'm just sort of giving a Cliff Notes version of it. But, you know, they mention her blog that she runs, you know, like, how it seems like, you know, it's getting a lot of followers, like, that's really good, and she's like, oh, come on, it's not that many, and they're like, I'm pretty sure 60,000 followers is a lot, and she's like, it's not that many, come on. You know, like, it's a little bit like, you know, she's like trying to be modest, but also very clearly knows that she's got a lot of followers. And as they're talking, the bus stops again, and a handsome young man with well-coiffed black hair steps up. He's got on, like, you know, sort of like a sporty jacket and, like, track pants as he walks on. He's talking with a couple of his friends, because they're toward the front of the bus, and, Vanessa and her friends are sort of near the back. They can't hear what's being said, but Vanessa looks up in cute, like, anime style, like, soft light filter and, like, rose petals, and she's like, Wait, did you say something?
I said, oh my goodness.
She sort of lets out like a little bit of a sigh, and she's like, Phoebe leans over and's like, so when are you gonna ask Jackie out? What? Come on, you've been fawning over him for the last 4 years. You gotta ask him out at some point. I can't just ask him out, though. He's the most popular guy in school. And you're the most popular girl in school. I'm not the most popular girl in school. You gotta learn to take a compliment. And as they're talking, he sort of walks and sits nearby, and he's like, oh, hey, Vanessa. Hi! You know, she's very immediately, like, flustered and nervous. And he sort of, like, looks to the other two, and he's like, Jessica, Phoebe, and the two of them, like, give little, like, hello waves. I'm gonna give you a hero die for that comment, so you just threw in Zed. That's very good. Licks rock. He's like, me and a couple of the guys were gonna go to the underpass in downtown. Do you three want to tag along? Phoebe gets like an immediate look of excitement. She's like, you mean the one where those people went missing? Yeah, that one. That one. Oh no. Don't we have a test to study for? Jessica says in response. He's like, I mean, we could always study while we're there. Tag me in. And it is all just all the things people say is just superstition anyway. And Vess looks over and is like, what things? And Phoebe gets like a devilish like kind of look, you know. And she's like, what words. She's like, what kind of things? They said, you mean you haven't heard the legend? What legend? They say that years ago, and like with this, it was again TV show style. It'd be like transition to start showing the story as she's telling it. That right near the old, right next to the old underpass, to that old overpass, there used to be an asylum built. There was a school teacher who had a mental break. She took an axe and hacked up her misbehaving students, and was sent to the asylum. But one day, she broke out, and they say that she still lurks the area, hacking up misbehaving young high school students. And Vanessa's like, that's a story, that's not true. Oh no, they say people go missing there all the time. Oh no, sorry, Phoebe's the one saying it, and then Jessica rolls her eyes like, people say that, but have you ever actually seen any missing persons reports? Well, no, but how often are you looking at missing persons reports? I guess that's a fair point, and Jessica's clearly just like, doesn't care for the superstitious story, but Vanessa's very clearly nervous, and it's like, and Jackie's like, so, you three coming? Yeah, sure. And she's like, nervous as the bus continues driving. After that, she'd sort of go through her normal school life, etc., etc. Again, if we were talking like anime, this would be a lot of filler for the episode, but I don't feel like going through all of it, so we're gonna skip throughout the school day. Sorry, just took a sip of my drink. And words. I know, like, a number of people would compliment Vanessa on her new necklace every now and again. And at a certain point, when she goes to the bathroom, she would take it off for a moment, and when looking at it, she would realize it has some weird old text scrawled on the inside in an old writing she doesn't recognize. She'd be like, huh, that's weird. You know, it's during when she's changing for gym, we'll say, is when she notices it. You know, and then later on, after school, oh yeah, God, I forgot to do this, by the way. This is for the amazing snake drawing, another hero point. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Later on, when she gets home from school, again, I'm giving clip notes of this. Sorry, it's not super in-depth stuff, but I want to get to the moment to this moment.
Yeah.
Where she gets home and she, like, sees the text and she starts reading through the text. And, you know, as she, or she, like, looks up the text and tries to figure out what it is and to translate, you know, basically making a post online and asking people, like, does anybody know what this says? And somebody would point out that it is, like, it's some ancient text from, like, ancient era, and, would direct her to, like, a site where she can try and get it translated, where she, you know, not having much else to do for the next little while, decides to, or aside from, you know, homework, but she decides to, like, look into this and sate her curiosity, and she mutters the thing of, he refused to kneel, so now Asher remains, locked away behind this seal, is roughly what it translates to. And she'd be so like, huh, you know. And she'd get curious and look up Asher, you know, find, like, old Wikipedia pages and stuff of really ancient ruins that were found within the city of an ancient civilization that worshipped a snake god Asher. And, you know, like, details are scarce, because it's such an ancient thing, and, like, it seems like a lot of the ruins dedicated to the god were destroyed. But it seems like it was a god of protection. And she smirks a little, looking down at the amulet, and she, like, rubs her hand over it, and she's like, I guess I guess I'll be safe if I go, or I guess you'll protect me tonight if I, head out to the overpass, huh? And she smiles for a moment, thinking, like, I wonder if there really is a god sealed away in this. That'd be pretty neat. You know, like, that kind of thought as she's looking at it. And Asher, you start to feel something strange stirring within you. You feel like you're awakening from a long slumber as a single voice calls out in belief. And a new language touches your tongue as you materialize within the young girl's bedroom. God, there's another hero die. But yeah, you start to awaken in Ramatan Day.
Where do I first, like, spawn?
In her bedroom.
Just somewhere in her bedroom?
Yes.
As, like, a little, and I'm like my little garden snake.
However you feel you would want to manifest. You can feel you reawoken.
Yeah, I'm gonna manifest in, like, my tiny snake form, and I'm gonna be like in some, like, dark corner. I'm just gonna slowly.
God, again, your voice is really fluctuating between really loud and really quiet again.
Really?
Yeah. Like, are you sure you're not, like, turning away from the mic, or if the mic isn't, like...
No, it's because I'm using, like, AirPods as the mic. That's
what. Do you have, like, a more reliable mic you can switch over to? Sorry.
I do, but it requires plugging
See, like, I do was at totally normal volume, and then everything else was inaudibly quiet.
Hold on, give me 1 second, okay? Hello?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Speak again.
Uh, hello, hello, hello.
Okay, for a minute I thought I heard your voice in double, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. Um, but yeah, my character is going to basically, he's going to, pretend, like, he's gonna just, like, explore around
Has like a
and,
little snake form.
yeah, and see where he is. He's gonna be
So,
like,
keep in mind, your level of knowledge is that of like an ancient civilization, and you're in like a teenage girl's bedroom with like a computer and heating and electric light and posters of boy bands and K-pop groups. Since this world isn't exactly Earth, worth mentioning, this is like not real world fictional setting, but basically Earth. So I don't think it'd be K-pop because there's no Korea.
yeah, but it'd be something that resembles it, just
Yeah,
a boy band.
K-pop adjacent.
Yeah. Yeah, my character would probably he's probably slithering around. He's like, this is not my temple. This girl doesn't even. What is she wearing?
Hmm.
Oh my god. I mean, her hair is nice. It's blonde. But it doesn't seem like she's actually like that. What is she wearing? Oh my god. Look at
She
those colors.
starts standing up, like putting the necklace back on, which you have a vague like feeling of connection to that necklace, and you have like flashes of when you were in prison run through your mind
Mm.
as
Can
she
be like,
goes and like starts getting ready to maybe like head out or and do stuff, you know.
um, do I see her snake Marshmallow?
Yes.
Can be like, but maybe she is one of my followers.
Hmm.
He has. He's gonna like slither around and what like I imagine at some point she'd probably go to the bathroom, right?
Yeah, we'll say at a certain moment she like steps out of the room.
Yeah, he's gonna like crawl over to Marshmallow and kind of like dink the glass with his snout, his spooper.
He looks over. Oh, hello there. Hey, that's a bad voice. Hold on, I'm trying. What's? Hi there. Like, okay, that's good. Hi, hi. I haven't. I mean, she got a. Owner got a new snake.
Your owner?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I am
Oh.
owned by no one.
Oh. You're a wild-born snake.
What what is this thing you're in? He's gonna continue booping it. Are
Oh,
you stuck in a magical barrier?
this is my home. It's nice and warm in here. Aren't you cold out there?
I have known. Oh
It's
wow, I
worth
think he
mentioning the
actually
room
does.
is a little chilly because it's got AC. Meanwhile, he's in a room with a heat lamp or a tank with a heat lamp.
Yeah, my character's gonna be like, I do not care if it's called. Oh, it does so amazing.
Hmm.
He's gonna like slink in and he's gonna like, hold on, let me see what snake tanks are like.
Because like, you can adjust your size, which, worth mentioning, we're not going to adjust these. You can increase his size tremendously. Tremendously is not as big as he got earlier. For
Yeah.
context, you feel significantly weaker, which, let's throw out for everybody, he is significantly weaker. His growth power can now only get him to like. I've been struggling to find a good description for the term. The best I could find is, uh, actually I don't want to say that because that's the spoiler for the end of a movie. That scale,
Uh,
large enough for a human to ride on. Just
yeah,
is the size he can get to.
yeah. My character is probably gonna like hide under like some foliage, and I'm gonna be like, do not tell your owner that I am here. I must do some investigating. He's gonna like
Silly, how
go
can
into
I
the
tell
foliage.
her?
You can't. What? But
humans
all of my
can't
people.
talk. They just make funny sounds.
But all of my followers should be able to. My followers share this language of snakes. That how he's gonna look at Marshmallow like he's
Turns
weird.
his head puzzled. Followers?
Yes, my followers. You know.
He just blinks.
What is that thing on your head?
Huh? Oh,
what is that? Is that a crown?
Owner likes to put owner likes to put, or actually no, they're not saying owner. They're gonna say caretaker. I think makes more sense. Caretaker likes to give me hats. They post pictures of me online. People love me.
What is online?
It's the thing humans use. Huh. You know, I don't really know how it works either. But I get lots of hearts through it, and when I get lots of hearts, I get treats.
You get human sacrifices? This is against the doctrine. He's gonna like.
There's a. That's another hero die.
My character's gonna be like, but you don't seem evil.
Oh no, not hearts, fake hearts.
Fake hearts.
Humans like to collect hearts online. It makes them happy, and when they're happy, they give me treats.
Treats, like what?
One time, oh god, hang on. What do garden snakes eat? Like mostly like small rodents, right?
Yeah.
God, what would you give? I didn't think about that. If you're normally you probably normally feed it like field mice.
Yeah.
Can snakes eat?
So he gets 2 mice.
Hold on.
Although they probably only eat 1 at a time, honestly.
I'm gonna look up diet of a snake real fast.
Okay.
Alright, from the VCA Animal Hospital. Let's see, what do snakes eat? They eat rodents, rabbits, and birds. While others eat insects, amphibians, like frogs and toads, eggs, other reptiles, fish, and earthworms, or slugs. Snakes swallow food whole, so I'm gonna look up garden snakes specifically.
Okay.
Diet of a garden snake. What do garden snakes eat?
In the meantime, my character's gonna like look at him, like look at Marshmallow like he's weird.
Small rodents like mice and rabbits, snails and slugs, leeches, earthworms, frogs and tadpoles or frog spawn, toads, insects like ants, small reptiles like lizards, fish, while living close to bodies of water, and eggs.
Eggs?
Yeah, so, what? Can I offer you an egg in these trying times?
Egg.
To all my egg viewers, I hope you hatch soon.
Oh. My character's gonna be like...
He says eggs are the special treats they get. Special treats like eggs!
So if they're fake hearts, why are they collecting them?
I don't know.
Well, I mean, be a god, but, if you're gonna try and become a demon, it'd be better to do real heart. Why would you do a fake heart?
You're a god?
Yes, I am a... What? Have you not heard my legend? This place is mine. Is there a window nearby?
Yes.
He's gonna, like, climb up to it, he's gonna look around, he's gonna be like...
You can summon a human form to look at it more easily.
No, he wants to look at it with just a snake.
Alright. You slither out of the tank and over to the window, and as you look out, you see, like, the rising skyscrapers of a metropolitan center, you know, like a massive sprawling city, and you're just like,
He's gonna like slither back down into the tank, into the foliage, and he's gonna be like, "That's that's that's not my kingdom. Where? I imagine that he like vaguely remembered the battle, right?
yeah.
Is this the bronze that God was talking about? I'll, like, look around. Is he keeping you as an experiment? Then he's
And
gonna grab he's gonna like coil around Marshmallow, and he's gonna be like, "Come now, little one, we need to escape."
I don't think I want to escape. And as you're like trying to pull him out of the tank, is when Vanessa's gonna return. Oh, sorry, a little bit of a runny nose all of a sudden.
Oh, good.
But yeah, Vanessa returns in that moment, and she like sees, you know, a slightly larger snake pulling her pet snake out of the tank. She's like, Marshmallow! And she runs over and starts to like try and like get him free of you.
I imagine she like rolls up a magazine and like smacks me on the head.
Yeah, she's just gonna like, start smacking at you a little bit. Bad
Ow,
snake! No, where'd you come from?
ow, 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 ow!
Are you gonna say that in English?
Yes, my character's gonna be like, "Ow, that hurts."
Talking snake!
I imagine she starts smacking him more.
Yeah, she's like, so just like, snakes don't talk! Snakes don't talk!
You. he's he's gonna like start like yelling frantically, and then he's gonna like summon his human avatar to basically get a hold of her arm.
Like, yeah, like I imagine like it's like she's smacking, like we get like this sort of zoom in on her face. Like, I don't like this. It's like both you and her are freaking out, and then the sound of the thwacking stops, and the camera pans over a little, and your face is like right next to hers.
Can you not smack me? That's highly disrespectful. He's gonna like cover her mouth. Shut up. Shut up.
She starts like scorving in a grasp.
You're not supposed to yell in a temple.
Do you like uncover her?
Yes.
Stranger danger! Who are you? What are you doing in my home?
He's gonna grab the magazine from her and bonk her on the head. Well, how would you like it if some stranger comes up to you and starts bonking you on the head? He's gonna like he's gonna hold his arm out and let his little snake form like coil up in his arm. I imagine he's like still wearing like his robes from back then.
The ancient ancient era clothing, which I imagine like her computer is still open to like the Wikipedia page on you with like a vague stone carving of what you looked like. And like she looks at that and she looks at you and she looks at that and she looks at you. She's like,
what are you looking at?
No fucking way. Wait. What? And you look over your shoulder and you see the computer with like again like or not Wikipedia cuz not Earth the Know-Itpedia.
Know-Itpedia. He's gonna look over at his computer and he's gonna be like, "What is that?" He's gonna like look
Who
and.
are you exactly?
I am Asher, the Lord of Snakes, and he's gonna look at her expectedly to like know who he is.
And she sits down on her bed, like sort of like falls back a little bit with her hand on her forehead. I'm losing my mind. It's finally happened, Vanessa. You've overworked yourself and you've had a mental break. Took on too many extra classes, tried too hard to get good grades, and now agreeing to go out with the guy your dreams has finally caused you to snap. That's it. It's all downhill from here.
Well, if your dreams are starting to make you snap, why don't you? He's gonna like look around. do you not have any natural herbs in your apartment or your temple? You know, like
I
look
have
around.
I have thyme in my kitchen.
You have time.
The spice.
How do you? If you go look at her, you can turn. You can turn time into a spice. How does that work?
No, they just have the same name. Hang on. You're not really a god, right? And she like gets up and like pokes you a little bit. You're just some weirdo intruder and I need to call the cops, right?
Well, if I was some intruder, as you said, wouldn't you have seen me coming instead of suddenly appearing? You know what I'm gonna do to fuck with her? I'm gonna like make my human form like pop in and out of existence. See, look, I am a god. He's gonna
Okay.
like
This is
gonna
weird. This
he's
is
gonna
weird.
hold up his snake form and he's gonna be like, "This is my true form." He's like his true form's like nuzzling his human form's finger, and this is my human projection so that people aren't scared when they talk to me.
She puts her hand on the necklace for a moment. She's like, "So you actually were. It actually is. Huh?
Is what? Let me see that. He's gonna like snatch it from her. What
Hey!
the?
Hey, I
So
bought that fair and
this,
square.
well,
So it's fine.
this is my prison. It's gonna.
Huh.
Where's a
Doesn't
prison
it doesn't
for
look like graphic
clothing?
design. I'm
What?
sorry I'm making it. Does anybody see that? Hold on. Let me get that image. The joke
Okay.
makes no sense.
Okay.
Hold on. This image is great.
Okay. Okay.
Here it
In the
is.
meantime, yeah. Okay.
Hang on.
Send to me and then put it on the stream. There's delay.
Up, up. This, this is the meme.
Let me see.
I sent it to you.
Graphic design is my prison.
There we go. That's what she's wearing. I would love it if you did a remake of that, but with the snake behind the necklace.
Oh my god. My characters kind of think they're like,
This necklace is my prison. But yeah,
there's someone else's prison as an accessory. That's really disrespectful.
it was just a necklace for sale in some pawn shop. How was I supposed to know an ancient god was sealed inside of it? Wait, so if ancient gods are real, could it mean that things like ghosts and stuff are real, right?
Well, I do, have to cleanse some places time to time,
That could mean that the ghost of the woman who escaped the asylum is real. And she like gets all nervous looking.
My character is gonna look at her and he's gonna be like, I was I was supposed to be able to understand the language of my followers. Why could I not understand you just now? What tongues are you speaking in?
Uh, I, never mind. So what do you do now that you're an ancient awoken god?
He's gonna look outside and then he's gonna look at her and the way she's dressed and he's gonna be like,
And you can sense again the aura of only having one follower, and you can sense that it is in fact her
having only one what?
follower, which is her.
My character's gonna be like, you revived me.
I revived you?
Yes, you seem to have some faith in me, and that revived me from my very, 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 very long slumber.
Yeah, I'd say about, and she like goes over and looks at the computer again. 25 billion year slumber. Alright, no, that's way too unreasonable of a number. Hold on. I gotta look up
Maybe
quick.
we're like 2,500.
I'm gonna look up the oldest civilization in the world.
Okay. Although if anyone in chat knows, please say so right now.
So, the oldest civilization in the world.
Pretty sure it's like Mesopotamia.
The oldest one in the world. Of like, well, there's ancient tribes we know of, like the Aboriginal tribes. I'm looking. Yeah, let's go use all right, the one I'm looking at as a reference, there's a few that it lists, but let's go with that's 7 billion, sorry, not billion, 7,500 BCE plus
Well, that's a
2,000.
lot.
So we'll say you're a 10,000-year-old god.
Yeah, he's kind of like
Old as in about 10,000 years old.
he's gonna look at her and gonna be like, no, I couldn't have possibly been out that long, right?
That's how old the archaeological records of you go or can be found to be. An ancient civilization built founded here underneath the Bronze City.
Bronze City. He's
She
gonna
knows.
like sit down on the bed and he's gonna be like,
Hey, everything's gonna be okay. And she sits down next to you and pats on your back.
his human form's just gonna disappear and the snake is just gonna like start like the snake form's just gonna like start crying on her like he's gonna like drop down into one of her like shoes and he's gonna start crying in it. It's like the over exaggerated like anime crying where there's like a jet of water coming out of his eyes. He's like,
Yeah. She picks up the shoe. She's like, "It's okay. Shh, shh. It's okay."
no, it's not. You are my first follower in thousands of years.
Hmm.
They've they've all forgotten about me.
Hmm.
Well, I did make them forget about me.
I mean, popularity isn't everything.
That's
I mean, it's
easy.
great and all, but
You no you don't get it. It for me it means everything because without the faith of humans, I can't exist.
huh. Huh, so gods are like made by us believing in them?
Yes.
Hmm.
And as of right now, you're the only one that believes in me.
Well, I mean, you're here now. Can't you go and like perform a miracle or something? I mean, if I can see you, shouldn't others be able to see you?
Well, from the way you reacted, it doesn't seem like you're supposed to.
Hmm. Also, I think we mentioned that you can only be seen by those who believe in you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like, do you want to mention that to her? Sorry.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I can only be seen by people who believe in me anyway. I
Huh.
can't, like, when I try to pick something up, does it, like, get actually picked up?
Yes. You can move things.
And he's gonna be like, well, not like I'm phasing through everything, so that's good.
Huh. I mean, Actually, no, you know what? Here's what I'm gonna say when you try and pick something up.
Oh.
We're gonna make it a skill check.
Oh no.
To pick up an item, you need 3 successes, which now that you're not in god level power, you roll 5 dice.
Okay, yeah.
Which in action is the average number of dice rolled when a check is performed. So these are failures. This is a failure. Hang on. Sorry, these are 2 successes, but the one destroys one. So you got 1 success, so you phase right through the thing you tried to pick up.
He's gonna start, like, crying again. I'm so weak!
Hey, it's okay, don't, how does one start a religion? She, like, scratches her head.
Quickly, get me those fake hearts that your friend was talking about. He's gonna, like, point at Marshmallow with his, like, tail.
You can talk to Marshmallow? Yeah, he talked to me! Marshmallow, you can talk! And she gets down, looks at him all excitedly. Human, you can talk! She, like, picks him up and he's like, oh my god, I can understand Marshmallow! This is the best day of my life! Yes!
He's gonna, like, go over to the computer and just start type. He's gonna summon his human projection again. He's gonna, like, have it start, like, type. He doesn't even know how to use it. He's just gonna start, like, hitting random buttons.
What
is this? And I imagine he accidentally
well, hang on.
up, like...
So, I just did a skill check. You phase right through the keyboard. Or no, better yet, when you push down on the key, rather than the key sinking in, you lift up. You are lighter than the pressure needed to push down the key. But she's just, like, all excited that she can understand Marshmallow. She's like, oh. Wait, is it because of you that we can talk to each other?
Well, yes, naturally. Any followers of mine will be able to communicate with their guardians.
Oh, this is amazing.
He's gonna look at her and Marshmallow. He's gonna be like, so about my situation, I don't suppose you could help me with that.
Right. Hang on, you said fake hearts? Oh, wait a second, right. If it's followers you need, and she, like, pulls out her phone and starts, like, tippy-tapping for a moment. She's like, I mean, in just a couple of years, I was able to get Marshmallow over 60,000 followers, and she shows you, like, the God, what should I, the picturegram page. Picturegram page of Marshmallow the Snake. And she, like, starts scrolling through, and you can see, like, the like count next to them.
He's gonna look around the page, and he's just gonna be like, so, you turned your snake into a god?
Well, no, he's not a god.
His followers treating him. Wait, what? You can have followers and not be a god?
It's just people who like the posts that I make for him. They I make little posts and I pretend that I'm Marshmallow and I talk to people as if I'm him, and people like interacting with him because he's a cute little snake.
And can I join Marshmallow?
Well, hold on. She raises her phone and takes, like, a picture of you and fucking
nothing.
She looks at it and she's like, oh, hang on, there's something. And she points to the little, like, she shows you the picture and you can see there's the little garden snake sitting on the ground where you are. So I can at least take pictures of the little snake, you.
His human half is gonna pick up his snake off and he's gonna be like, this will have to do. He's gonna put his snake self in the tank, and he's gonna be like, quickly, do something.
She gets down and she takes a picture of like the two of you, and she makes the post like, hang on. Alright, she starts to type out a thing. She's like, hold on, Marshmallow, you can actually talk to me now. How does my owner got me a new friend today. His name is Asher, the snake. He says he's a god. That sounds about right. Great. And she posts it, and she's like,
Wait.
Oh, see, I already got 15 likes, and I only just posted it.
Wait, Ollie. Can there be mean comments that are like bashing on the new snake and basically calling Asher like an asshole while Marshmallow is like a sweet innocent being that has to put up with him?
That's terrible. Eventually, but not yet.
I want that to happen. It's gonna be like, yes, I don't feel any different. Where is the faith?
I mean, might take some time.
He's gonna like be like, oh, so these followers that give you fake hearts, they don't pray to you, they don't make offerings, they don't.
No, they just like the pictures.
So they don't. What? He's gonna look at her like she's a weirdo. He's gonna be like, 10,000 years, and I wake up here, weakened, with but a single follower. His human half is gonna like slump down on the bed while his snake form's gonna like it's gonna start drowning itself in the water bowl.
Oh. Hey, it's okay. She like starts patting your back, and then she sees the snake, and she's like, no, and she like pulls you out of the water and is holding you.
It's okay. It wouldn't have killed me.
Listen, if I'm your one follower, well, you got a dang good first follower, alright? And I'll try my best to try and get as many people to like you on my blog as I can. And she looks and she's like, see? We already have 200 likes. And look, somebody made a comment. And she brings it up, and it's just, the text just says, new snake dumb.
Like, I can imagine, like, they all crowd around, including Marshmallow, to, like, look at it. But then,
it just says, new snake dumb, is the comment.
It's gonna cut to, like, I want it to cut to, like, his snake form just laying down on his back while his human half is holding up a pencil ready to stab him.
Oh no! No! She goes to like grab your hand and stop you.
Why are the followers so mean to me?
It's the internet. Everybody's mean.
Is everyone an evil spirit?
No, they're just assholes. Listen, it's fine. We'll get nice comments eventually. And then her phone starts ringing. And she she looks over at it for a moment. She picks it up, and she's, you can't really hear the person on the other side, but it's Phoebe. It's like, hey, are you coming? We're all getting ready to head out now. Oh, I'll be right over. She's like, just give me a moment. I'm finishing getting ready. And she hangs up. She's like, I have somewhere I need to go. Maybe we can me and a couple of my friends are gonna go and check out some old overpass. It's just a place with a nice view to chill out. It's on an old unused road.
Can I come?
I guess just don't do anything too weird. If no one else can see you, I don't want to get too distracted by you.
They shouldn't be able to see me. Most of them probably haven't heard of me.
She puts on the necklace and starts to, like, head out, and you just like follow behind her, I guess.
Yeah, and like at some point while they're like walking, I'd want him to like kind of just show up beside her, and instead of his like ancient robes, he'd
I like
be in
to
like
think
more modern.
you're in the ancient robes and realizing how everyone's dressed, and as you walk by like a clothing shop, he changes his outfit.
Yeah, he like when like at some point he'd like walk next to her, and he'd have like this he'd be wearing like joggers, sneakers, and he'd also have like this hoodie with little like snake eyes on top, but they're like cute ones, and he like the hood over his head. Not bad. This feels a lot better than my robes, especially considering this place feels a lot. How do I say this? Not windy as before. I don't feel everything being. Anyway, is this how your people dress now in this modern era?
Yeah, you actually look pretty good, not gonna lie.
He's gonna like inside. He's gonna like have his hands in his pockets, but then like there's gonna be like a little like chibi version of him basically going, "My followers said I looked pretty good."
No, that's gonna be another. Uh, man, I plan. I had planned so much more than I needed to. I'm realizing now as we're approaching the 2 hour
Really?
mark, but we're gonna keep going. We're gonna go through everything I planned, but this session might be longer than future ones. It's just an extra long intro, essentially.
Yeah, my character's gonna be like, "Oh, what? So, what was that thing you were using to communicate with your?"
Oh, my phone? It's
What is that?
Oh god, how do I describe this to someone that's 10,000 years old? Okay, it's like a little tablet that we can use to talk over distance and send messages and images to each other.
Wait, you don't just have your snake deliver it after writing your message on a piece of parchment?
No, this is much faster than a delivery snake. It's instantaneous. No matter how far away they are in the world, we can get a message to each other in a moment. As long as I have reception.
What's that?
Oh, we have these things in space, like in the sky. The message flies up to there and then back down to them. But if I'm not within the reach of one of those things, then I can't send a message.
Oh, so you have like messenger gods in the sky. He's gonna point up.
Yes, but they're not gods. They're satellites.
What is that?
It's like a thing we put in space. I don't really. Hang on, I can just search up what a satellite is. And she starts typing up like basic. Yeah, she's using Google to look up what is a satellite.
Google.
No. You know what's about? She's using Bing.
Bing.
Bing, just Bing.
Just Bing. Why not call it Bong instead?
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
In the context of spaceflight, a satellite is an object that has been intentionally placed into orbit. These objects are called artificial satellites to distinguish from natural satellites, such as the moon. It's things, so a satellite's just a thing we put in space, but the one I'm referring to has a little dish on it that catches messages and sends them back down. And it happens instantaneously.
I imagine in his head there's like a very horrible rendition that it looks like an actual like plate dish that has like words are just like going into the dish and it's being held up by this like flying stone falcon. He's like, interesting. So you humans built it?
Yeah. Everything here was built by us. And she like motions to all of the skyscrapers.
Amazing. That's much taller than what they were able to achieve back then.
If gods are real, I really do I gotta wonder why we don't see more of them, though.
That's a good question. Everyone should be able to perceive the gods they worship, and yet your world seems empty. I imagine he's passing by people who are like on their phones. He's gonna be like,
kids these days with their smartphones, not praying to God.
He's looking around. He's gonna be like, do you worship us anymore?
I mean, there are some churches to some gods, I guess.
Oh. He's like thinking in his mind. He's like,
like
perhaps we should avoid them for now.
Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine a god would be too happy with a new religion starting up.
My religion's not new.
Right, an old religion coming back.
Yeah. If anything, what all the other gods did was pretty nasty. Gonna be like,
Ooh, hang on. Shh, my friends are up ahead. I'm gonna stop talking to you now. And she walks forward, and you see the friends that I had described earlier. And they look over. They're like, Phoebe looks over. Finally, you're here. Let's get going.
Wait. My garden snake form can be seen, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna have it.
Where are you keeping the garden snake form?
In like it's like in the hoodie, but in the same way that you know how some people wear like their headphones around their neck.
Yeah. We're gonna say because of that, it's invisible.
He's gonna put it on the ground, and he's gonna have it be like next to Vanessa's feet.
She's like, yeah, sorry, I just got distracted for a moment. And she like into the corner of her eye glances at you for a moment, like, and then Phoebe shakes on. She's like, oh, is that a snake? And she looks down. At
my snake form pull out a collar and leash.
I'm sorry, what?
A collar and leash. I'm a snake that wants to be walked.
I'm gonna say that for two hero points.
I'll do it.
Okay, you have a collar and leash. Is it safe to say that Vanessa is carrying your leash?
No, he just pulled it out of like you know when snakes coil up into like that thing.
He just turned. I love you. Just like
pulled it out.
Look at Phoebe with like big wide eyes, leash in your mouth like a fucking dog.
Yeah.
It has a leash. And she like takes the leash, and Vanessa, she's like, oh yeah, it's a new snake I just got as a gift from my mom.
My character is gonna be like, you gotta give your new snake 30-minute walks every day.
This breed is special. It needs a 30-minute walk every day. Never heard. Jessica, she's like, I've never heard of a snake that needs walking before. Yeah, it's a weird breed. Let's just get going, huh? And Phoebe takes the leash and she starts walking you. So where are the guys? They're gonna meet us on the way to the overpass. Right. I'm surprised you still came along with how much of a scaredy cat you always are. I'm not scared. It's not like the stories are true or anything. And Jackie, or Jessica, she's like, of course they're not true. I mean, seriously? The ghost of a dead teacher that killed her students? I even looked it up, and there's not even any cases of a teacher killing her students with an axe. It's a complete fabrication. Or, and like Phoebe's like giving like a evil look. She's like, maybe they covered it up so that people would stop looking for it. Yeah, right. Vanessa's all like nervous. There's not gonna be any ghost. Alright. But Phoebe, she's like, alright. But I'm not too worried anyway. After all, I don't need to outrun the ghost. I just need to outrun you. And she like pokes Vanessa on the side. Stop that! And you know, with that we move the scene forward. You know, they meet with the guys. Jackie with his like well coiffed back hair and sporty outfit, along with his like two friends who are, you know, one of them's a bit of like a larger sort of like football player build, you know, like not like muscular, but you know that football. A lot of football players are sort of like, I don't want to say fat, but largely built. It's especially like high school football players, where it's like a mix of muscle and like healthy weight.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, the traditional perception of strong is not what humans naturally look like. Like, when you see a strong guy in a movie, he's literally flexing the whole time he's on camera. Muscles get soft when you stop flexing.
Yeah.
And I know you want that, man titty pillow to sleep on, right?
Indeed. Men.
A priest and a gay man prepare for a meal. The priest utters a prayer to himself and ends it with Amen. The gay man thinks about how much he wishes he had a boyfriend and goes, Amen.
Here, Ollie, here's another snake doodle. The stream is gonna like it.
Oh, I love it. Hang on.
He's a good boy.
Open link. Yes. Come on. Copy that. Click over here. Objects, components, cards, custom card. And walk me, servant.
Yes. Walk me.
That's funny, because normally it's the master who's walking someone. Haha!
Bruh.
Anyway, you know, like one of them's built like sort of like football player build, and the other one is like you know, a similar like to Jackie, sort of like semi-fit, a little bit athletic looking guy.
Yeah.
And Jackie's like, I was like, alright, you girls ready to go? We're not far away now. And yeah. Phoebe and Jessica are just like, yeah, you know, casually invested, just like, yeah, like all nervous, like stiff. And the guy Jackie's just like, cool. And, they all start making their way. Small talk ensues that I'm not gonna roleplay because we've been going for almost 2 hours.
Yeah.
I didn't think this would take as long as it would, so I definitely over-planned.
Yes, okay.
You guys make your way to the overpass, and it's sort of like near the old industrial sector of town, there's old factories and such. And there's a big lot where clearly there was once a building that was torn down, and the overpass is like a bridge that runs over another road. And as they all go up onto the bridge, you get a inkling weird sense. An aura radiates around this place. An aura of belief.
I'm gonna have my snake form kind of like tug on the leash and try and make it go ahead.
At this point, Phoebe's leaning, all of them start making small talk. Jessica's pulled out fucking a laptop and is working on her schoolwork. And Phoebe, who's holding your leash, is currently leaning on the leash, leaning on a rail, not even realizing you're tugging on it because you're a teeny little snake. And just sort of making small talk with the other small guy that's not the sort of the athletic guy looking guy that isn't Jackie, who I've not given a name to yet because lazy. So they're not letting you move. Keep in mind your human form can go totally different direction.
I'm actually gonna have the human form go ahead.
So they're on the overpass and standing above the road, and you get the eerie sense coming from almost below the bridge.
Yeah.
So what do you do?
He's probably gonna leap down and be like, all right, something's off here.
I imagine you step onto the underpass looking around when from the shadows a pair of eyes open up and something starts to step forward. And you get that the chill down your back as you turn over and look towards the words, I can use them. You look over to where you get the feeling from, and you see a woman in an old-fashioned school teacher's uniform walking towards you carrying an axe.
Yeah.
Her hair all done up.
He's gonna be like, okay. Well, I need to ensure that my one and only follower gets to have a good experience, so why don't you get out of the way? He's gonna engulf his hands in his venom fire.
Which for context, everybody, yeah, you feel, you call on the energy and you make basically just a teeny tiny little sparky flame. I'm just gonna quickly hover over each of the powers so people know everything you can do that's been unlocked now. You can try and take screenshots or just read through fast because I'm not gonna linger on these long. So there everybody goes. So fucking yeah. So she's stepping forward and has the axe. Sorry, I feel like I'm getting shittier in descriptions as the time runs on more because I kind of want to get a coffee when we're done.
Oh, okay. Come on, let's do this. So
yeah, we're just gonna flow right into the combat. All right. Boop, boop, boop.
You'd probably see that he has tiny flames, and he's gonna be like, that's not as threatening as I wanted that to be, but die, and he's gonna try and throw a venom firebolt at her.
All right. So you're gonna throw it at her, and I'm gonna call her reaction, which comes at a disadvantage. she's gonna basically attempt to dodge away from it.
Okay.
So when combat goes like any other roll, so let's see here. That's a 6. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh, good. She rolled pretty good, but the disadvantage might be just enough. Alright, yeah. She got 1 success versus your 3. So you throw the Venom Flame at her, which, I gotta mark down a health tracker for her.
Yeah.
So, she's got 20 health. You throw the fire at her, which she attempts to, like, bring up her axe to basically, like, block it, but, like, you hit her and, like, catch her hand on fire, when the flame makes deals 1 damage on contact. You know, she's sort of like, insolent child.
I am not a child. I am pretty sure I am older than you, okay?
And she's gonna, now on her turn, basically just, hang on. She's gonna basically just try and run at you and, like, swing the axe at you while she's still on fire.
Can I try and block with, like, what my scale barrier?
You want to give yourself a shield?
Yes.
The shield can only absorb 1 damage.
Ooh. Like, I'm gonna try and dodge.
Alright. So you need to spend several turns building up your shield currently.
Yeah.
So, your roll, her roll. Ooh, you got a pretty fucking good roll. Although it looks like she may have gotten... Is it better or a draw? Oh no!
Oh no!
So she got 5 successes versus your 3.
Oh no!
You know
my bones. They're broken.
Also, you remember all the ways that hero points can be spent, correct?
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, I just want to make sure you are clear on everything you have the ability to do.
Can I spend some to, yeet. I wanna spend 3 of them.
Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm actually bringing it up for my own reference as well, real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I recall... Sorry, this is only going to take 2 seconds. Possibly longer if Google loads slow. Because I keep all my stuff on the Google Drive. Alright, yeah, so spending hero points. So yeah, so what are you trying to spend it on?
Dodging.
You would have had to call that before you rolled.
Okay,
but what you can do is use it to absorb damage.
Oh.
1 die per 1 point.
No, I'll take the damage.
Alright, she deals 5 damage. So,
oof.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she brings the axe down onto you, and it's like, ah! Oh no! My bones! They're broken!
They're broken!
I love that fucking audio clip so goddamn much. And with that, it's right back to your turn in combat. What are you gonna do?
My character would probably see that his arm is now, like, bleeding. He's gonna be like, okay, you hurt a lot more than I do, but he's probably gonna, like, try and, like, get to, like, a vantage point and try and throw the flames at her again.
Alright, so, if you want to spend hero dice, you have to call them before I roll.
I'll spend 2. And also, because I also have my snake form would know the sensations my human form is feeling, right?
Yes.
So he'd probably, like, slither out of his collar and slither down to, like, help.
Which I'm gonna give you since you made the collar. And it's gonna be its turn to get down there. So it's spending one turn. Or no, it would only be a minor action, so it can still perform an attack of some kind if you want it to.
It will also spit venom fire from its mouth.
So it's gonna, I imagine, like, slithers between the railing of the bridge, dangling from the fucking... It's dangling on its collar and just like... You know what I mean? Okay. That's gonna be these two. It's worth mentioning... Oh, wait, what have I been... Oh, no, yeah, okay, never mind. I had a brain fart from... So, when a hero die bursts, it of course rolls another hero die. Did I give her bonus die? Did I give her the die from rolling 10? I don't think I did. So, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes. Oh, yeah. At the start of a new turn, she takes another damage from the one fire she's got on her. And you've now thrown another one at her, dealing another one damage.
And then another one from my snake.
Yeah, and now the snake's gonna go, and that means she's rolling with 2 disadvantage because it's the second reaction in one turn.
Hell yeah.
Because every single time you have to do another reaction, your disadvantage increases because you are having to focus on defending against multiple opponents. So, the first one was an attempt for her to block, and now with the second snake attacking from behind, she's gonna try and dodge. So, your roll, her roll, let's see here, boom, da-dum, ba-dum. So you got 4 successes, and she's got 1, but that one is a 10. Uh-oh. Due to her disadvantage, she has rolled a negative success range.
Woo.
I'm beginning to debate. See, that this is the fun thing of playtesting this early version system. I'm gonna say that you can't critically fail on a reaction unless it's a counterattack.
Okay.
So because that, she just has a normal fail as you attack her. Meaning that you throw another fire at her, dealing another damage, and at the start of next round she'll take an additional 3. And she's gonna realize the not good situation she's in. She has a minor action and a major action, just as you do. So she's gonna spend her minor action putting out the flames. And her major action is gonna throw her axe at you. Like, bring it behind her in, classic axe throw style.
Yeah.
Huck it at you. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna try and dodge, and I will use 2 of my hero dice for that.
Okay.
I'm assuming she's throwing it at my human form, right?
Yes.
Okay.
It's worth mentioning his 2 forms share a health pool.
Yes, so I will, if one of them dies, the other will die as well.
Another note worth bringing up here: hero dice cannot have a crashing, or cannot have a breaking failure. So the one is just deleted and doesn't destroy another success. The advantage of hero dice. Alright, and then the critical failure takes out that. Meanwhile, on their roll. Okay. You successfully dodge the axe that's thrown at you as it, like, slams into the pavement behind you, sticking into the pavement. And now it's back to your turn. New round of combat begins, but she's not on fire because she put him out.
Okay, his human form is gonna try and throw a venom flame at her, while his snake form's gonna try and, like, enlarge and try and, like, bite her.
Alright. Do you have a preferred order of execution?
Venom flame first and then biting.
Alright. So you wind back to throw venom flame. You got 4 successes. And she just barely came out with 0. So you throw a venom flame at her, catching her on fire. Ooh,
Ew,
oops. Count it down, not up. And meanwhile, your snake form uses its minor action to grow in size. So, like, it grows and snaps the collar, and you drop down as a massive fucking snake, and, like, are gonna just go over and bite.
Yeah.
Right? Which is gonna be a melee attack that she is going to try and dodge. Oh, gotta remember she's at disadvantage on defensive actions. Oh, it's a draw.
Oof.
So, you go to, like, chomp her, essentially, but she dives away, only getting a cut. She takes half the damage she normally would, rounded down. Your melee attack deals 1 damage, plus 2 when you're on large scale, so she only takes 1 damage.
Yeah.
Now on her turn, so, with her dodge, you are now between her and her axe. And she holds out her hand, and the axe is gonna come flying at her Mjolnir style.
Oh no.
So there's an axe flying at you from behind, your human form from behind. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and dodge.
Alright. Of course, you roll with disadvantage, because this is a reaction, because it's not your turn. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom. New die.
Oh, hold on.
Oh! Oh, God, nice chain success. You there, Zed?
Yeah, sorry.
Hey. Okay. So, you successfully jump out of the way as the axe returns to her hand and she grabs it. Back to your turn, she's on fire, she takes 1 damage.
Hell yeah.
What do you do with the 2 U's?
Let's see. My snake self is gonna try and coil around her and kind of like restrain her.
Alright.
While my human self, he's gonna like the human self is gonna wait to see how the snake form does. The snake form restrains her, he's just gonna go up and do like point blank fire on her face.
Okay.
If not, he's gonna try and throw it from far away, depending on how his snake form does. I will spend my last dice to
increase your chance to catch her.
Yeah.
And she's gonna try and counterattack instead, giving her another disadvantage.
It will.
Okay, so boom, boom, boom. That's, I'm gonna say Tabletop Simulator says that's a 2, so it's a 2. She comes out with 0 successes.
Epic.
Uh-oh. And you come out with -1.
What? No.
So, has Snake You goes to, like, bite at her. So you know how she had called back the axe, right?
Yeah.
So she calls back the axe. Human You dives to the side, getting fire in its hand as it returns to her hand. Snake You dives at her from behind as she swings around the axe into your body that's, like, going at her. And we're gonna say you aided the damage she dealt, upgrading it from 5 damage to 6. Due to the critical failure.
Yeah.
So, your Divine Spirit can hold up to 30 damage and you're at 11. So, 1/3 of your health is gone, essentially. But,
and then I still have, like, the Venom Flame, right?
Yep. Your human half is going to do Venom Flame. Which she's going to try and dodge, but she has 2 degrees of disadvantage because this is her second reaction.
Hell yeah.
Oh. Hold on. How does your roll come out? Okay, not terrible. You got 2 successes.
Oh no.
She got... Okay, that destroys that. Boom. She comes out with 1 success.
Oh my god.
So you throw your venom flame at her, adding another one onto her damage pool, or onto her flaming, like her being on fire. And now it is.
Take that, you axe-wielding wench.
Now it is her
Why
turn.
Did you not get? Oh no.
So you have disadvantage because you're in reaction phase. She is going to. She's just gonna swing her axe at the snake you again.
Okay.
What are you gonna do as a reaction? You can make the reaction utilizing either one of your two forms, but only one of the two.
Okay. He's gonna... He's gonna have the snake dodge out of the way. Just keep it simple.
Alright. So you perform a dodge. She performs an attack. This consumes one of your... Oh, man. Every single die succeeded. That's pretty fucking good for you. Oh, but she rolled really good, too. She's got 4 successes versus your 4.
But one of them...
Well, no, you rolled 5, but one of them got dedicated to this.
Oh, okay.
So, fucking... She swings for you and you attempt to dodge away, which means she only nicks you, dealing 2 damage.
Oof.
Alright, and now it's your turn again, and she immediately takes 2 damage from being on fire. You got an action for each of your bodies. She's rolling with disadvantage.
I'm gonna try and do the same thing I did last time.
Alright. So, Big Snake is gonna try and grab her. Yeah, just exact repeat of the last action.
Yeah.
But up. 1 success is consumed. Dun. Oh, but you have 0 successes on your grab. Due to the critical, due to the one crashing failure. God!
Oh my god.
That's rough.
My snake form is bunk.
You attempt to grab at her, but she dodges away from it. Like, she basically jumps back from the coil. But Fire, you still get to try and throw fire at her, but and she has more disadvantage on dodging that than she did on the...
Yeah. I've got you now. Hopefully.
So, ba-bum. You got a total of 4 successes. And due to her disadvantage, she comes out to 0. So you put another fire on her, dealing 1 damage on its impact. And now she's got 3 fire, and will take 3 fire damage next turn. Her turn, she spends her minor action, putting out the flame. Which I should be having her do every single time, because she doesn't have anything else to spend her minor action on. I keep forgetting to have her do that, though, because dummy boy.
It's okay.
She's caught up in the heat of the fight.
Yeah. You'll love to see it happen.
She's gonna try and huck the axe at your snake form.
My snake form is gonna dodge.
That's a 10, so rather than delete this, I'm just gonna re-roll it. Gets deleted anyway. That's a 10, so rather than delete this, I'm gonna re-roll it. Gets deleted anyway. So you got a dodge of 2 versus her attack of 4. So she hucks the axe and it embeds itself into your snake forehead. Now up to 18 damage.
Yeah. As it like hits the snake's forehead, I imagine like his human form's forehead kind of like bursts with blood. Now there's like blood covering his sexy anime boy face.
Like, because any damage one form takes is transferred to the other, so like there's a lot of little nicks on his human body along with the snake one, and now there's just a big like bleeding line on his forehead that splits open with the snake. Like, Scale-wise, though, like, on the snake, it's only a thin cut for the axe, so it's almost like somebody took a knife and cut your forehead, not like an axe got embedded in your head.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, if she'd brought the big axe down into human form, the snake's head would have clearly split open.
Oh. Yeah.
So it is now your turn. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna have the snake retreat back over to my human form, and it's gonna like they're gonna shoot venom flame
Together?
Yeah.
So you can treat that as an assisted action, which means you're rolling 5 dice plus 1 advantage die, aka a hero die. Or you can have them each do a roll independently.
I want them to roll independently.
Okay. So, attack 1. Delete. Roll this. And then... dumb. They roll another die. 1 die gets swallowed up. So the first attack you do successfully hits her, dealing 1 damage. And then the second attack you do. Oh, she rolled terribly. She got negative success range. So you hit her again, dealing another 1 damage. Alright. So now it is... Oh, it's true, I would have had 2 disadvantages as well. It is now her turn. She's gonna put out her flames in a panic. And... The axe that's in the snake's forehead, rather than calling it back to her, she's gonna call herself to it. And basically try and pull herself onto your forehead, and then rip the axe out and bring it down again.
Oh.
Which actually, I'm gonna say, it's a minor action to pull herself to the axe.
Oh no.
Alright, so she's not gonna put out her flames. Okay. How do you react?
I want to try and put up the barrier.
Alright, you're gonna try and bring up a shield?
Yeah.
That's just, it just happens. So you got one of these. So, I'm rolling just to see if she critically fails.
Okay.
She rolled 0 successes. You need at least 1 success for your action to succeed. So while she doesn't have any kind of major failure, she pulls herself... I'm gonna call it she pulls herself to you, lands on your head, but doesn't get the axe out. Your turn begins. She takes 2 damage.
I'm gonna throw some fire up there.
With human form?
With both of them. They're both gonna...
Alright.
Because she's now point blank, they're just gonna...
We'll do the human one first.
Okay.
Ba-bum. Ba-bum. Done. Roll another one. So that's 2 successes on your end. She rolled 2, but because she's reacting, it's only 1. Meaning you throw the fire at her, dealing 1 damage and adding it to her stack.
Yes.
And now with your snake form, you do it again. Oops. Of course, she's got 2 disadvantages this time. She rolls 0 successes. So if you roll any successes, you hit her. Oh.
Please. Oh my god, my snake form! I swear.
So
it's
how
sabotaging me on purpose.
would I determine a partial success here? we're gonna say, and as you go to like throw your flame up rather than like hitting her, she is attempting to like dodge around on your head essentially. So you basically buck her off, knocking her off. You dealing 1 damage to her, but not setting another fire.
Okay.
Okay.
I think fair enough.
She knows she's gonna lose this fight. She lets out a howling screech as she's basically gonna just try and fucking, like, run at your human form and tackle it.
Oh.
Like, tackle you to the ground to, like, start, like, scratching and attacking you.
I'm gonna try and... Can I use my snake form to trip her?
Yes. Also, man, I just thought this whole time, giant snake form. We gotta remember sometimes you can get when applicable, this card grants a bonus die. You need to remind me if you think a card is gonna give it to you. I'm gonna say right now, trying to trip her, you totally get a bonus die because you're a big ass snake.
Yeah.
Try and remember to call that out on me though sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it is on the player to remember all of their bonuses, not necessarily the director. So you came out to exactly 0 successes.
God damn it.
God, somewhat crummy rolls. So she tackles you to the ground, dealing fucking 1 damage. As she like pins you down and is like scratching and clawing at
my
you.
barrier still up?
Oh, you're right. So she breaks your barrier and knocking you to the ground. So like the shimmering light on you shatters as she knocks you down. And she's like trying to claw at you, and you're like holding up your hands. And she slowly, at the start of your turn, 3 damage, withers away and like just, she's like screaming out like incoherently. She just fades away. You killed a ghost.
Hell yeah.
And we're gonna give you, for your successful encounter, 1 hero point. You'll be able to spend that on character upgrading stuff. Or not hero points, sorry, star points, that's what it is. 1 star point.
Okay.
Alright, yeah, hero points are the things that go down here. Star points are the things that go up there. Star points are basically our experience for this setting. Or a god point. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I was operating on the logic of another campaign I'm running. No, your leveling up isn't based on encounter. Your leveling up is based on gaining followers.
But, where's Vanessa?
They were all up above on the bridge, so if this was an anime, or if Vanessa was another player, I would have been cutting back and forth between the two of you as she's having a awkward, maybe romantic moment with the boy. But I imagine, like, Human You walks over, picks up the snake, like, holds it up as it shrinks. It shrinks, you hold it up, and you just tuck it back into the collar.
Yeah. He's gonna, like, leap back up there and see what they're up to.
And they're all just, hanging out, having cool teen fun, not even knowing what you just did.
Vanessa probably sees him out of the corner of her eye. He's gonna wave to her as he's bloody.
And she's like, well, it's like, I have to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. And she, like, starts to step away, and he's like, I think there's a convenience store around the corner you can go to. And she's like, yeah, I'll make it there. And just sort of, like, waves to you, like, come on, kind of thing. And, like, when Human You...
follow her.
Yeah, you have Human You follow her, and Snake You will stay behind, and she's just like, what happened? Are you okay?
Snake Me is gonna be with me, too.
Okay.
So you mentioned a ghost being at that place, and I, your god, took care of it. He, like, looks slightly proud of himself.
The ghost was real? Oh, no.
No, it's fiction. It's fiction because of me.
That's a hero point. That's fucking good. Thank you. And she, like, hugs you.
Exactly. I put it on a t-shirt. Okay, you can stop now. What you could do is buy me one of those. I really want one. I want to try one. Give me an offering.
Wait,
and he's gonna like
buy
he's
what
gonna
for?
point to like he's gonna point to like a vending machine with like chips in it.
And with that, we're gonna cut to you guys back at her home. You're sitting in the tank with a bag of potato chips spilled over that you're just sitting there licking as in your snake form.
This was much easier to eat with my human form, but
Meanwhile,
she's recording.
Oh, she's got a little camera propped up and she's looking at her computer and she's like, look, you're getting more followers. And look at that. And you see a comment, all praise snake god Asher. Asher is the greatest god above all others. And that is how you get your star point.
I can imagine there's like a clip of him like crying again, but this time tears of joy.
And that's where we get like the fade to anime ending.
Yeah.
And that session.
Hell yeah.
I think that went well.
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I loved role playing, and I'm
the role play was a little weak just because I always suck at session ones. Like on my end, I mean. I could have done a lot of things better.
I am having fun though. I think this is great.
Yeah, I appreciate.
Nice job.
Yeah, additionally, like I said, definitely over planned because we're hitting 2.5 hours there.
Yes, but you now have plenty of content to be funny with.
And so next session is probably going to be a little shorter and more focused in terms of what's happening.
Okay, that's fair.
I knew I had to do the whole entire establishing you, getting you in modern day, showing her life, and I was like, I don't know if that's enough content to make a full session, so I planned the whole overpass fight.
Yeah.
And I realized, like, as we were approaching that, I'm like, man, I did not need to plan that, but I've already given the setup of it, so it'd be a bit of, like, a lackluster thing to not have it now.
Yeah.
Especially when I didn't do a good NPC on NPC roleplay.
Yeah,
just because I'm still feeling things out, and I wanted to get to the point where you appear.
Person, so it's all good.
Like I said, I wanted to like speed to the point where you are reintroduced. That way, you're not just sitting there forever as the only player listening to NPCs talk.
Yeah.
Although, let me tell you, I've had players that are totally cool with being the only player as the NPCs have conversations. I've literally sat there and had like 5 NPCs talk to each other while my brother, the player, did not engage in the conversation or the planning at all. I'm just like, yeah, cool. I'm on board with that plan. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
I'm just joking around though. But yeah, I have fun with that.
I am the funny.
Yeah. So is there anything an important thing that, especially in the way action is built, is there anything you're hoping to see in future sessions or forms of character growth you're hoping to experience? Or can you think of any upgrades you want currently that you can spend your 1 star point on?
Let me think. Also, are we still on stream right now?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay.
I will give a sign off when we end the stream.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't sure if you wanted to like let people know what powers I was getting, so.
This isn't a guarantee you're getting them. This is just you voicing what you may wish to do.
Let me think, because he's more mod. Not gonna lie, I want him to watch anime and try and copy them. So
that's great.
I know exactly how.
I've been watching this amazing anime called Reaper Book.
Reaper Book. Oh yeah. Let me get.
Have you seen My Super Academy?
Ghost Consumer.
Ghost. Oh god.
Slaughter la slaughter?
God, I'm trying to think of more. 3 guns?
3 guns.
Pocket creatures?
Digital monsters?
My favorite show, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just Yu-Gi-Oh! Nothing weird about it. Sorry. Anyway, though, yeah, like, if you can't think of anything right now that you want to say, it's fine.
I mean, like, I don't know, because, like, I want something that has to do with, like, his Viper Bloom flowers, and I will also probably try and draw at some point. But I don't know what it would be at the current moment, so...
So you could try and brainstorm something, or maybe I can throw something your way at a certain point.
Yeah.
And also, you can, if you want to, so, I'm gonna throw out, getting new powers is the kind of thing that I'm going to usually do in setting. Has, like, big moments. Upgrading your powers that you already have is where you're gonna spend your star points.
Okay, yeah.
So, right now, any of your powers will need a minimum of, or no, you can just put the star point into one of your powers to boost it. So you can be like, hey, I want my flame to deal 1 more initial damage, or 1 more continuing damage.
Actually, I'm gonna do that right now. I want my flame to deal 1 more initial damage, you know?
Okay. So at the start of the next session, your initial damage from your flame will be 2 points rather than 1.
Yeah. I can imagine, like, there's, like,
you can also spend it on increasing the health of your divine spirit form. So you could raise your health pool by 1 if you're afraid of like, not having enough health.
I think we're good for now. But I can imagine there's, like, a post-credit scene of, like, his human form force-feeding himself in the snake form, like, hot chili peppers in an attempt to, like, get hotter flames, while Vanessa's, like, freaking out because there's a fire-breathing snake in her room.
That's great.
And a fire-breathing dude.
Give me those, burning hot Cheezos.
Jeez. Vanessa,
not a sponsor.
Get me more.
Gods nowadays, all they know is use photogram and eat hot chip.
And pie.
But anyway, I hope you've all enjoyed the debut of a brand new series. I know I had fun.
I had lots of fun as well. You know who else is gonna have fun? The sea urchins in your room right now. They are coming out of your closet. Not because they're gay, but because they're axe murderers. Congratulations.
But no,
you are now the first victim.
Know how you can be protected from them? You can hit the subscribe button. Look at that. Those of you on YouTube, Twitch, I don't know the analytics, but on YouTube, only 59.2% of you watching are subscribed. I get 256 unique viewers on average according to my analytics right now, and only 50% of you are subscribed? That don't make sense. What are the other 40.8% of you doing? Subscribe. Do it.
Or else my snakes are gonna
crawl up your bunghole.
No, lick your
lick your pee hole.
Urchins. No, sea urchins.
If you don't subscribe, I'll send snakes to crawl up your pee hole. Anyway, bye-bye.
Bye.